Is heading into its second lockdown, level 5 restrictions, things like that. And I just want to say, first of all, regardless what's happening at the moment, put that aside for a second. Focus on your mental health, because again, it's taking effect on everybody. And being locked down, even the strongest people at this moment in time are finding it difficult. People are losing their businesses, people are losing income. God forbid people are losing their lives to suicide and mental health issues, and to other illnesses too, along with corona. And just put focus on yourself, focus on your mental health, focus on what's happening inside you, and don't be afraid to talk. And that's something that I want to go out very loud and clear. No matter what me whole says in the door, worry about your mental health. Take a moment, you know, take a moment, take a step back from everything you're hearing in the news and everything like that. Take a step back, relax, just relax. Obviously go out for walks and go out for runs. Be active, and that's something I just want to say. First of all, I want that to go out very loud and clear. Keep yourself active. Don't sit down and take too much, because overtaking is no good. It does no good to anybody. Overtaking about things, and that's something that loads of people nowadays experience, overtaking. So please, do something that's active. Keep your mind active, and don't fall down into a downward spiral, or because again, this is very depressing times. I will admit that it's very everything that's happened at the moment is there's nothing really positive. It's just depression, depression, depression. So don't try and focus on the negatives. Try and find something to keep yourself occupied. Anyway, I just want to talk. Just wanted to get out of the way, because that's very important to talk about there. So as you know, me whole mountain, and now it's level 5. So obviously the house restrictions are still in place and things like that. So the whole country will be up to level 5 Wednesday night. So basically, majority of businesses, apart from retail businesses, that sell food, they're probably doing hardware shops, maybe still be open. But yeah, basically pubs, again, the pubs are gone, and I might just say straight, the local pubs are really, really gone. Only open about 2 weeks, and we're gone again. Same with restaurants and everything that you have to fear for these people, and it's very, very difficult. So obviously I would just say to people too about the COVID unemployment payment and things like that, first of all too. To obviously, if you are unemployed at the moment in time, to obviously look into getting a COVID unemployment payment or whatever payment you're entitled to. Obviously, I would look into that immediately as fast as you can. And also, because again, there's a lot to say here, and I'm trying to memorize everything off the top of my head, so bear with me if I do forget something. But just to say to people in Cavan, just when I'm here too, the Cavan County Council are here to support you and here to do as much as we can, and I'm here to do as much as I can, for the people in Cavan, for the people in Monaghan, even for anybody across the country. Anybody needs my assistance with anything, don't be afraid to ask. I do as much as I can, and that's as much as I can do. I do as much as I can. If you want me to ask anything off the government, or you'll get in touch, I have an extra voice in your side, and that's fine. Don't be afraid to give me a shout, or even if you just want to talk, don't be afraid to hit me up on Twitter. My DMs, you can any time of the day, give me a shout. Facebook, message up on my message in my Facebook account. Don't be afraid to message me. Same in Discord too. So yeah, it is going to be tough. It will be tough. These 6 weeks, it will be tough, especially coming into Christmas, the dark evenings too. It's very, very. It's again during the summertime. You had the long bright evenings, good weather. Now you have miserable weather, which is not helping the fact of this lockdown and things like that. And it's just a mess, and that's just it's just a mess, like, honest to God. I never seen such a mess in my life, and I might as well be honest, I never seen such a year that's just been a train wreck, like literally every time we seem like something's going back to normal, it's just like a train wreck. It just keeps derailing itself, and that's really what I would describe it as. So yeah, I'll just say that to people, and again, as I was saying with mental health in the beginning of this video, because again, it is extremely important. This is what I fear for, the most. Again, Mary Butler never got back on to me by Cavan Mental Health Services. Never bothered to get back to me. It's a great country, when you're trying to get something done, and the politicians will work with you to get something done. But yeah, I would just say to, especially to young people at the moment, to mind each other. Well, you do mind each other, especially young men. Please do mind each other. Talk to each other. Obviously, interact with each other. Message them. We're very lucky nowadays to have social media. Years ago, we didn't have social media. Things like that. We're lucky. And we're cursed at the same time to have social media with all the news coming out. You're trying to push so much information into our brains. It's not good for us. So as I say, take a step back from the media, RT and the journal.ie and everything like that. Only listen to what you have to listen. Don't over listen to the news. Because again, it does take a stress in your mental health, and obviously it doesn't help you. Knowing too much about what's happening. Because it's too much. Because your brain can only process so much. Especially in these times, things are happening around you and everything, and people, things are happening. And I say to other people too, to please, ring your friends, ring your neighbours, ring your family, especially older neighbours, check in on them, give them a call. Just have 15 minutes out of your day. I know myself, there's two older people, they're not too far away from me, and I check in. I go past picking litter at their house and dog shit and things like that, going up their road, and I just ponder. I just talk to them from the gate. They come out to the door, and I talk to them from the gate. Spend a few minutes talking to them again. Because again they live on their own, and that might be the only person they get to talk to all day. And that's spend as much time as you can talking to them, and make sure that they know that you're there for them, and giving them your number, and your contact details and everything. So yeah, this might be all over the place, but I just want to I can't emphasize this enough. Like, everybody might be annoyed at the level 5 restrictions that are coming in now, the guards and things like that, not leaving your county and things like that. But there is other impacts too, and I suppose I don't know what would declare myself as. I suppose somebody who's seen a bigger picture too, than what's happening at the moment. Like people going for cancer treatment, things like that. That's not going to happen for what. Not going to happen probably for a long, long time. God bless us and save us. I don't even want to think about the amount of people who die without treatment. It's a terrible world we live in. It's really, really terrible. So yeah, the devil's walk. As it was that, the devil's walk. Again, it's just so there's so much going around in my head at the moment. I'm really having a brain freeze because so much to process. I had the last 2 hours in the meeting, so my brain is a bit going over and over things, and probably having a relapse or whatever. I don't know whatever. I just too much. Too much. Again, this is going on, but everything with the media and things like that. You have to think about everything. You have to process everything, and then everything happened around you. Then your community. It's just it goes through you. And again, this is what I mean. Look after yourself, because again, too much information. You can see my head is actually spinning. With the amount of things I have to think about at the moment when I'm sitting here. So please do keep in touch with each other. Mind each other. Check in on each other. Of course, check in on each other. Look for signs in any suspicious behaviour, especially in young men. Look for signs that they're not talking, they're not interacting as much as they used to. Take for example. Always look out for that. Please do. And don't be afraid again. It's simple to say it, I know, and it's very difficult. It's difficult to do it. But to ask for help. So yeah. And obviously would say to people, because I really, really have to say to people, to encourage you to obviously follow the guidelines as much as humanly possible. And now I know some people, again, people are entitled to protest and everything like that. That's fine. But please do try and follow the guidelines as much as you can. And I don't like saying, because again, I don't like demanding people to do things. But I really have no choice in the matter. But yeah, just if you can follow the guidelines, and obviously I'm just confused. I'm muddled myself. I really am muddled. So please do look after yourself, because again, it's about focusing on your mental well-being, on your friends and your family. Focus on that for the moment. Look after yourself. Look after your family. Look after your community. Do as much as you can to help the elder people out in the community. Do as much as you can to help anybody out in your community during these troubling times. And please do take care of yourself and mind yourself. And bye.